take you through all of it. It was 35-7. I mean, you saw it. I mean, we answered right away, and then, like we've done all year, we've really complemented each other well. When one side needed picking up a little bit, we've done that, and we did it right away after the first drive. They had it 7 minutes, and then we answered, and they scored again, and we didn't answer, and they scored again, and we didn't answer, and scored again, and we didn't answer. I mean, we needed to, and we knew offensively that our defense was going to settle in, and they needed us, and we didn't hold up our end offensively, and a couple missed third down conversions, a couple, just lack of execution on our end, and anytime you score, we ended up scoring more late. Obviously, we know how those points work, but when you're sitting with seven, with what was it, 3-4 minutes left in the 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter, that's not good offense. And I know our defensive guys have probably said, they're disappointed in how they played, but it was a collective team loss. Just how we've won, 13 games together, we've lost all 5 together, and it was no different today. They were just better than us.
How much of what they were doing reflects the fact that they had that extra week and they could kind of zero in on you guys this week, and they're very, very good at it?
Yeah, I mean, they just played better. I don't know that it had anything to do with the extra week. They played better. I don't know that they did a ton of stuff defensively that surprised us. That first drive, like I said, we answered and scored, and we did some things. It seems like we got to midfield every possession in that first half, just about. But then we just stalled, lack of some third down conversions, not as efficient on first and second down. But, when it comes to an end, we can analyze it all we want. They scored more points than we did, and they were the better team today.
So you're generally known as just a terrific competitor. Was there ever a point where you felt as if your competitiveness got to a level of frustration?
No, I don't think so. I think one thing I know, and thankfully I think we have a collective, it's a collective effort in this regard, is we're never going to quit. I don't care what the score is. We're going to play till that last second ticks 0. And so I think that was it. I mean, maybe there's a little more emotion coming out at the end because you just hate that it's over. I mean, it's hard when it ends. There's nothing like playoff football, because you never take the field expecting it to be the last game, and unless you're in the last game, and it is in the Super Bowl. So maybe there's a little bit extra that came out at the end, but it's part of it. I mean, that's the way I play my best. In many ways, I wasn't my best today. Obviously, when you don't score more points than the other team, you're not. But we're going to fight till the end. I thought at least we could say we did that, and doesn't count for much at this point. But in the big scheme of things, it counts a heck of a lot.
So would it be unfair if I said, hey, he showed a lack of composure out there that might have cost this game?
I mean, you can decide whether that's unfair or not. I know that's not the case not at all.
For you personally, at this stage of your career, it took you so long to get back, to get to this point. There must be a lot of emotions going on right now.
Yeah, it's tough. I was excited this week. I was excited to come back here. It was an emotional week a little bit, just being back here in the postseason after being here 11 years ago, almost to the day, a week shy of 11 years. And I think like every team, when you go into the game, you expect to win, and certainly thought we were going to have a better outing, but we didn't. So it is emotional, just because I think how hard it is to get to January the 13th and be in a playoff game. You're talking an 8-9 month deal, and to come up short again is tough. But a lot of good this year. I think as the dust settles, you can appreciate more of that. But certainly disappointing finish. But you get up and start again.
The last TD pass to Gates, that may be the end for him, who knows, but something special about that, something emotional there?
I mean, I think it will be, if it were to be, pretty cool. But if it were to be his last one, that his last catch was a touchdown. You're talking about a guy that's caught more than anybody in history, tight ends, and he and I have thrown more than anybody in the history of quarterbacks and tight ends. So if that were to be the last one, at least, nothing to be excited about right now. But if it were to be, you'd look back one day and say it ended just how it started there a long time ago.
Played the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. You played the Pats today. How are they similar and how are they different?
Well, they're both well-coached football teams. They're both they both, I think, from a defensive standpoint, they play their scheme and they believe in it. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of surprises today from that defense. I watched pretty much every game they played this season, and they mixed some things. And yeah, they had a few wrinkles, but they played just true to what got them. However many division straight championships they've gotten, and now their 9th straight championship game. So they didn't change a whole lot. So I think both teams they're going to do what they do. Going against Kansas City's defense now with this scheme for the last 7-8 years, they do what they do. And you saw in the first meeting it was 43-40, I guess. So I would expect a lot of points.
Follow up on that. Some of your teammates have said the season ends today. Are you the type of guy that will watch the game next week, or is the season over for you?
I'll watch it. I hope they play for about 3 days. I hope it lasts 3 days, and they finally just call it a draw.
How long will this linger?
I'm sorry?
Where do you usually watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah. At the house.
You mentioned it 9-7 last year, 12-4 this year, and you get to where you're at now. How do you take the next step the following year based on how you guys performed today?
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think just guys have to know how tough it is to get to right today. I think it's easy in the heat of the moment to say, hey, we'll be back and we'll win it. We'll get it done next year. That's a long way from now to get to right here. Let's not forget how hard it was to get here, and we can appreciate that and then learn from the highs and the lows and the good and the bad of this game, and so we can fight to find our way back in this game. And then how can this game help us? So it's a long journey. I mean, it's probably hard to sum it up like that, but we definitely improved from last year. I mean, look at 0-4, and then what is that? We've won 22 of the last, however many that is, 22 of the last 27 or something like that. 22 of the last 30 maybe. So we won a lot of football games since that tough start last year, and for the most part, the nucleus of this team is going to be here, and you regroup and go back at it again.
How important is it to be driving your truck to this game, to a playoff game, instead of boarding the plane and going and playing at the stadium? Having these games at home versus going there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's easy in hindsight, right? I mean, we won every game we got on a plane this year except this one, so we've done a heck of a job on the road. But you have to think sometimes you look at what we did and you go, yeah, well, let's just go keep them all on the road because we've been good on the road. But I think that's probably just your emotion, right? What you kind of feel like, oh yeah, let's just keep riding that out. But I think if you really think about it, yeah, you want to be at home. There's no question. You want to be at home when it's about 65 degrees and at your place, not dealing with the noise and being able to communicate and all those things. Those things could have helped a little bit today too. So, but they just outplayed us. I do want to go back to your question about the composure because there was never a lack of composure. I think sometimes my demonstrative, movements may look that way, but I was as poised as could be the whole time.
And I wasn't trying to be unfair.
No, yeah.
As we watched the game from the
Yeah.
outside, it's fair to come and ask.
No question. If you've watched me for 210 games, you'd see on all 210, and it served me well for the most part.
When you look at Brady and that offense today, I know you already thought they were super good, but you guys have a good defense, and they were like a machine, man. 4 drives, long touchdown drives, bing bang bong, you're down 28-7. Are you more impressed even now that they're doing that at age 41 against your defense?
I don't know if there's anything he can do now that makes you have any more respect and for what he's done over his career. I don't think that he can throw another pass or do anything that makes you go, oh man, gosh, he is really good. I mean, I think he's in a he's up there, if not the all-time great, one of. That argument can go on forever, and so I don't think anything surprised you that he does. Was he rolling at the highest level today? I think we all would agree with that.
Got time for two more guys.
This is a building that a lot of teams have had trouble coming in and performing. You guys were so good on the road, like you
put your finger on what it was.
They just outplayed us. I mean, I think that's why there's so many people that watch and so many people that care, because it's a game. And if you could just say, well, they're going to do the same thing, and what are y'all going to run? Oh, well, okay, we'll do the percentages and just give it to the team that we think's going to win. I mean, I think that's why you played out, and they just outplayed us. You know, that's why we felt this game was going to be about execution, both sides of the ball. And I think collectively as a team, we got out executed. And when you do that, and you're already going against a heck of an opponent, as you always are in the postseason, you usually fall short.
All right, thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Phil. Thank you.
These your gloves.